Hello, welcome back to Storytime with Mr. B. Today we're reading a Disney book called Winnie the Pooh and Tigger 2. It was a sunny morning in the 100-acre wood. Pooh was spending it in his thoughtful spot, trying to concentrate. Think, 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 he said to himself. But Pooh's thinking was soon interrupted. Pooh was suddenly pounced to the ground. "Hello, I'm Tigger," Tigger exclaimed. T-I-double-G-R. That spells Tigger. "I know," replied Pooh. "You've bounced me before." "That's right. You're the one who's stuffed with fluff," Tigger remembered. "Well, I've got to go now. I've got a lot of bouncing to do." And before Pooh knew it, Tigger was gone. Tigger bounced and bounced and bounced until he bounced right into Piglet. "Tigger, you scared me," Piglet stammered. "I did?" wondered Tigger. "Why, what was just one of my little bounces?" "Oh, then thank you, Tigger," said Piglet. "Yep, I'm saving my best bounce for old Long Ears," Tigger announced, and off he bounced to see Rabbit. Rabbit was enjoying a quiet morning in his garden when Tigger appeared. He bounced right on top of Rabbit, sending vegetables flying everywhere. Rabbit was very upset. "Why don't you ever stop bouncing?" he asked Tigger. "'Cause that's what Tiggers do best," Tigger said happily. Then Tigger sang a little song. It explained how Tiggers are bouncy because they are made out of rubber and springs. Tigger bounced all over Rabbit's garden as he sang, happy to be the only Tigger in the whole world. Then off he bounced, leaving Rabbit's garden in a mess. Later that day, Rabbit told Pooh and Piglet about his plan to unbounce Tigger. "We'll take him on a long explore into the woods," explained Rabbit. "Then we'll lose him there. When we go back for him the next morning, he'll be a sad and sorry Tigger. It will take the bounce right out of him." "That is a splendid idea," said Piglet, but Pooh just snored. He was fast asleep in a soft chair. Piglet woke Pooh up. Then they all agreed to take Tigger on an explore the very next day. It was a cold and misty morning as Pooh, Piglet, Rabbit, and Tigger set off into the woods. Tigger bounced on ahead of the others. Finally, Rabbit decided it was time to lose Tigger altogether. Rabbit quickly led the others to a hollow log and told them to hide inside. Tigger soon came bouncing back. "Hello, whoa!" he called, wondering where his friends had gone. Tigger bounced up on top of the log where Rabbit and Pooh and Piglet were hiding. "Hello!" he cried again. No one answered. "That's funny. They must be lost," Tigger said. So he bounced away to find them. As soon as Tigger was out of sight, Rabbit began leading the way home. As they walked, it seemed to Pooh and Piglet that they kept passing the same sand pit. But Rabbit insisted they were not lost. A while later, they arrived at the sand pit again. "We keep looking for home, but we keep finding this pit. Maybe if we looked for this pit, we might find home," Pooh suggested. "That makes no sense," said Rabbit. "We're not lost. Wait here. I'll prove it to you." So Pooh and Piglet waited and waited and waited. Pooh's tummy rumbled. At last he said, "Come, Piglet. My honey pots at home are calling to my tummy." I couldn't hear them before because Rabbit was talking. Sure enough, Pooh's tummy led them home, where Tigger bounced right into them. Tigger asked Pooh where Rabbit was. "Missing in the mist," Pooh answered. "Then I'll just have to bounce him out of there," cried Tigger. Meanwhile, Rabbit was lost and afraid. He heard unfamiliar noises all around him. His imagination began to run wild. Hiss, croak, chop. The noises seemed to get louder, but Rabbit wasn't about to wait and find out what they were. He ran for safety and went straight into Tigger. "Tigger," said Rabbit, "you're not lost. Tiggers never get lost. Let's go home," Tigger told Rabbit. Poor Rabbit. His plan to unbounce Tigger had not worked out very well. Tigger was still as bouncy as ever. The next morning, a blanket of snow covered the 100-acre wood. Roo waited anxiously for Tigger. The little kangaroo loved spending time with his bouncy friend. "Can Tiggers climb trees?" Roo asked as they bounded through the snow. "That's what Tiggers do best. Only Tiggers don't climb trees, they bounce them," Tigger exclaimed. He headed straight for a tall tree and began to bounce up the branches. Tigger and Roo bounced up, up, up. Soon they were at the top of the tree. Roo thought it was great fun. Tigger looked down. "How did this tree get so high?" he asked in a worried voice. Then he began to shout, "Hello!" He hoped that someone would hear and come help him. Pooh and Piglet heard Tigger's cries. "It's a jaguar," said Pooh. "They are one of the fiercer animals." But as they got closer, the pair realized it was only Tigger and Roo. "Hello," Pooh called. "What are you doing up there?" "I'm all right, but Tigger's stuck," Roo explained cheerfully. Tigger was clinging to the tree trunk for his dear life. "Get Christopher Robin," he begged. "He'll know what to do." Soon Christopher Robin arrived with Rabbit and Kanga. He instructed the others to hold the sides of his coat to form a little trampoline for Tigger and Roo to jump into. Roo jumped first. "That was fun," he squealed. Then it was Tigger's turn. "Tiggers don't jump, they bounce," he insisted. He was miserable. "If I ever get down from here, I promise never to bounce again," he said. "I heard that, Tigger," cried Rabbit. Finally, Tigger was convinced to let go. He sailed out of the tree and landed safely among his friends. "I'm so happy I feel like bouncing," he said. "But you promised," Rabbit reminded him. "You mean I can't bounce ever again?" Tigger asked. "Never," Rabbit said, pleased to have finally unbounced Tigger. Tigger walked away, sad and droopy. "I like the old bouncy Tigger best," Roo said. "So do I," said Christopher Robin. "We all do, don't you agree, Rabbit?" asked Kanga. "Oh, all right," Rabbit said reluctantly. "I suppose I like the old Tigger better, too." Tigger came bouncing back. He was so happy to have his bounces again that he got all his friends to start bouncing too. Because as Tigger explained, it makes you feel just great. And even Rabbit had to admit he was right. The end. If you like what you see here, please like and subscribe to the page. Take care.